Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining me for this episode of the Current Executive Insights. My name is Richard Interante, and I'm the Global Technical Director here at Future Electronics, focused on embedded processing technologies. You know, one of the things I consider myself fortunate to be able to do in my role is to work with customers today who are thinking about or actively designing their next generation systems for tomorrow. And for anyone like me who's just fascinated by new technologies, it's always just so incredible to see the direction that they're headed. One of those directions and a common trend that I've seen in the industry is customers are thinking about how to make their systems smarter. And they're doing that with machine learning techniques at the edge of the network. So what they're doing is they're making smart inferences on the sensor data that's available to them. Things like vision, being able to recognize humans and objects, or audio, recognizing local voice commands, and things of that sort. And in addition to smarter systems, we're also seeing customers very interested in secure systems. Many conversations about data confidentiality and authentication, and really how customers can protect themselves against the rising threat of attacks that we're seeing against embedded systems today. So that leads us to Infineon Technologies, who's one of the companies leading the charge today, meeting the technology needs in this space. And today I have the pleasure of speaking with Sam Jaha, who's the Executive Vice President of IoT, Compute, and Wireless Business at Infineon. Hi, Sam. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi, Richard. Great meeting you.
Likewise. Well, look, Sam, I think a great place to start, if you don't mind just maybe describing your role at Infineon and maybe a little bit about the mission of the division that you're leading for our audience, that would be terrific.
Yeah, sure, Richard. So I am what's called the business line head. I run one of 15 business lines of Infineon. So that gives you the size of the company. And my mission is focused on IoT, compute, and wireless. And my division has also security. So the combination of those four gives us a lot of power to really grow and focus on the IoT area and how we could play in that area. So that's really the focus of our division.
Terrific.
Okay.
Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. And we definitely have I would say, a mutual interest in the embedded market and IoT. One of the things that I do in the future is I get the pleasure of being able to lead a specialist team there who's very focused on that market. And it's a team I learn from every day. And, we're focused on advanced microcontrollers. We're focused on processors and system on modules, products of that sort. And it's been an area Future has invested in because we know that that's where customers really start their design processes there. That's where the big decisions are.
Yeah.
So we want to be with them every step of the way, right? So speaking of microcontrollers, Sam, Infineon has been very active in that market and has a very rich history in this market, including 20 years of innovation with PSOC, right? And line of MCUs there. So can you speak a little bit to what's differentiated Infineon in the embedded market and which major application areas you've seen success with over the years?
Yeah, sure. Maybe let me just a quick background. 4 years ago, Infineon bought a company called Cypress Semiconductor. This is where I came from. And Cypress had actually a very nice portfolio of microcontrollers and connectivity. And by connectivity, I mean Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And they bought it with the thesis of the justification is that you can combine microcontrollers and connectivity with the vast portfolio of Infineon of sensors, of high voltage transistors, and offer bigger system solutions for the customers. And they bought the team, and then they really invested heavily in it and continue to invest very heavily in it. So, so we're going in different areas, but one of the most important areas we're focused on right now is obviously AI or machine learning and how we can actually make life even smarter and easier, for the average person. And maybe to expand on that a little bit, the idea is, today when people talk about machine learning, there's the high end guys like Nvidia's, et cetera, that are trying to make the models, but there's this whole need to what I call edge AI. Edge AI meaning you want intelligence right there at the edge because you want to make fast decisions. You don't want to necessarily go to go through to the cloud and get have the data analyzed and bring it back. So our mission is how do we make that economically possible? And so we're looking at it from a system solution. So today, what we're trying to do is replace MPUs or expensive solutions with lower cost solutions, because we also believe if the cost of the AI becomes cheaper, then there's going to be a lot more AI. So one of the focus on us that we're doing is how do we make it cheaper by using MCUs instead of MPUs? How do we, other things? How do we make it low power? If you use MCUs, then now wearable devices or portable devices or devices that need battery, your thermostat, can also be smarter, and you're not burning through the battery super fast. So these are the areas that we're focused on trying to solve, and in a smart way.
Yeah, no, that's perfect, and that's completely in line with what we're seeing as well. And several months ago, actually, you announced the PSOC Edge MCU family, which I think hits on exactly what you're talking about. And our engineers have had a chance to take a look at PSOC Edge in action, and have been incredibly impressed with that product. And just like you said, I mean, looking at the performance of that product, it's very clear that the performance is suitable for many applications that were previously just in the domain of microprocessors. And so it's incredible kind of looking at what you guys have accomplished there. Can you tell me a little bit about PSOC Edge and particularly some of the mega trends that you're focused on addressing with your investments in this new product family?
Yeah, well, PSOC Edge is a product that we are, first of all, super proud of, and we believe it's got. We're actually building the whole family, and it's the first of many products. And really, it started with focus on voice, right? So for me, Alexa, from Amazon is what I call the old technologies. And the new technology wants to be able to tell you, when Richard speaks to Alexa, it recognizes Richard's voice. If somebody else that you also want to program it in English, has an accent, it can tell his accent. If you want to speak to it in German, in Japanese, and Chinese, it can also recognize it with different dialects and different accents. So one of the things that we could make life easier by doing smarter voice recognition, right? So there's a lot of opportunities for that. And obviously we're enhancing it to vision as well, because the next thing, like you said, you want to tell if a person is walking or a dog is walking. You want to tell if it's the owner of the house or a robber. You want your coffee maker to recognize your face in the morning, just makes you the coffee that you want by just saying I'm here or something like that.
Absolutely.
And it will tell, okay, this is how Richard likes his coffee, this is how, I don't know, somebody else likes their coffee. And so these are the trends that we're trying to or some of the problems that we want to solve and make it easier for the customer. So a lot of focus on I call it both home appliances and smart homes, but also we're trying to tap into the medical area. For example, I'll give you an example where PSOC Edge or intelligence at the edge makes a difference. Let's say you're a paramedic and you're going to some remote area where there's no Wi-Fi. And you see a patient. What we're trying to do, we're partnering with companies that are making. One of them is a smart stethoscope. You can argue the stethoscope is 200 years old and people should recognize the signals, from it and all that. But if you're not, if you're not super well trained on, recognizing it, then the smart stethoscope, you can go check on somebody and download the data to the phone, or immediately it will do that for you, analyzes the data and tell you this person has a murmur or has a heart attack or something like that, and you can make decisions on what to do next. So we're trying to help enable society and trying to make it solve some of the world's problems with this. So we're super excited about this product and the family that we're making with it. We're going higher end and we're going lower end, of course, because we also believe the other way to really grow this market is you want the $20 solution to become a $10 solution, and the $10 solution to become a $5 solution, and then you could see a big growth in this area. So that's kind of what we're focused on doing.
Well,
So
congratulations on the announcement. It's I think from my perspective poised to be a great product line for Infineon. One of the things that comes to mind though, Sam, is, for what would you say for those customers who love the idea of the product, they're very excited about the product, but right away their thought goes to, okay, how am I going to develop with this thing? Is there a reference design available? How am I going to get support in this, this land of machine learning, which I think I want to do, but I'm afraid of, right, to go implement that. Can you say a little bit about that, the ecosystem of how you support customers go to market with this product line?
yeah, so this question really is in I call it the heart and of what I really pushing the team to really, really excel at and do. And I would say we're still in the early stages of it. But here's my thought. First of all, we call it ease of doing business, right? What we want the customer. Let's say you're an engineer at some company and you're really not a skilled AI guy, etc., and software guy. And what do? We want them to be able to log into the Infineon website, pick the right kit, right? Which development kit should I be using? When you get the kit, you want to be able to say, okay, get a quick YouTube video, download the software quickly, and be able to take that kit within an hour or 30 minutes, be able to start working on solving the problems that you're trying to solve. And, without a lot of help. Actually, ideally, self-help, right? By just watching the YouTube video. I mean, it's interesting. My wife became a YouTube engineer, is what I call it, and she fixes all the house issues by just clicking on YouTube. So it's not like we're inventing the idea. We're just trying to enable the world to really make it easier, right? And what we're trying to offer is what I call end-to-end solution, which means from buying the hardware to either you have your own code or you want to develop your own code, right? I mean, the models. We also have, we're trying to offer where we can make the models for you, or you can have your own models that that you can do, and then ultimately to make the solution work for you, right? Because, for this system to train on recognizing Richard's voice from Sam's voice, etc., that requires training. And believe it or not, this is where security comes in. And what we're finding is our customers really care about their data a lot, because they spend a lot of money to train their models to recognize this voice difference or the vision difference. And that's what they're trying to protect. So one of the super advantages of our PSOC Edge product is what's called PSA Level 4 Secure. And that is the highest level of security that you can have, where people really cannot hack to it. And this is where Infineon, as a leader in security, and I mean a leader, meaning we're in the e-passport, US passport, we're in many Visa card and MasterCard and all that. So if the world's trusting us with security and the best countries are trusting us, then for sure we know how to make really state-of-the-art security products. And that's kind of a differentiated advantage that we have over others. And we're taking advantage of it by trying to make the customer really feel confident that they could use our product. So, okay.
Well, fantastic. I mean, certainly Infineon's off to a great start with PSOC Edge. So again, congratulations for that. I look forward to following your development on PSOC Edge. I think it's very exciting. Look, before we close, Sam, the other thing I wanted to make sure we get across with Infineon is for system designers who are looking to design around PSOC Edge, obviously other technologies that come into play. Can you comment briefly on attached technologies where Infineon also provides some market leadership, whether it be
Sure.
power, security you mentioned? Maybe you can
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that as well.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you today, Infineon's reputation is it's an automotive company, it's a power company, right? And what does that mean? That means if you're, if you're a supplier like Future, and you want a power transistor or power semiconductor, you think of Infineon first. We are aspiring to become an IoT company as well, right? People say you want some IoT products or edge AI product, you go to Infineon. So the advantage we have is actually we have 41,000 products as a company, and I told you I'm one of 15 business line heads, and what we're trying to do is figure out how do we pair up our PSOC edge solution, for example, with simple things like connectivity or like with power transistors, right? In many areas, we're also trying to go into, motor control and power conversion. And there we want to pair up our power transistors with our MCUs, microcontrollers, or in some cases, even our all2 with the connectivity. You want to, pipeline data to the cloud or somewhere. So, and we have lots of sensors as a company. So there's lots of opportunities where we can pair up, our sensors plus our MCUs together. So this is the advantage that this company has, and we would love to do it and offer a solution or a system solution to the customers. We even have a whole program internally. We call it P2S, but it's more product offering to system understanding. So understanding the system, understanding what we need to build, and be able to have the right products that we're offering is a very active program that we have at the company. So that's really super important. That's how we're going to win in the future going forward as well. So
Excellent. Well, Sam, I can't thank you enough for spending time with me today just to share your insights on where Infineon is investing in the market. In this market where we're seeing growing demand for products that are more intelligent and secure. And I think you hit on those points really, really well in the last few minutes here. So thank you very much. Thanks very much to our viewers as well. If you're starting a new project, you're interested in taking a look at PSOC Edge or maybe another connected technology to PSOC Edge, Future engineers are here to support you. We can guide you from part selection all the way through to production. So please feel free to reach out to us. The way you can reach us is shapingthefuture@futureelectronics.com. It's here on the screen. Shaping the Future, all one word, @futureelectronics.com. Thanks for joining us today for The Current, and we look forward to seeing you again next time.